Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to The Explainer, where we take complex, unfolding stories and break them down so you can get right to the facts. Today, we're looking at a story that has absolutely shaken the foundation of India's medical education system. I'm talking about the massive NEET UG 2026 paper leak scandal. The Central Bureau of Investigation, the CBI, has been unearthing some truly staggering details, and we're going to map out exactly how this alleged crime unfolded, literally step by step. To really wrap our heads around the sheer scale of this, we've got to start right at the climax. On May 3rd, the National Testing Agency, the body responsible for conducting the exam, dropped an absolute bombshell. They completely canceled the NEET UG test. And look, this wasn't just a minor delay or some localized issue at a specific testing center. This was a total, sudden halt of one of the most competitive and absolutely crucial examinations in the entire country.
Because, we aren't just talking about a compromised piece of paper here. The futures of lakhs of medical aspirants across the country were instantly put on hold. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of students who have spent years preparing, sacrificing, and dreaming of becoming doctors, who suddenly found themselves in a state of complete limbo. The real-world stakes for these families, they could not possibly be higher.
1. Anatomy of the leak. So, how did they actually do it? According to the early findings of the CBI investigation, this wasn't some sophisticated, high-tech cyber hack. It was actually a methodical four-step process. Step 1. The accused acquired a physical, handwritten copy of the question paper. Step 2. This handwritten note was then carefully scanned by the accused. Step 3. They converted it into a digital PDF format. And finally, Step 4. That digital file was shared directly to coaching centers. It's fascinating, well, in a rather grim way, how a simple handwritten note was digitized to trigger a nationwide scan. Where did those digital files actually end up? Well, the CBI probe points to a very specific ground zero: coaching centers in Sikar, Rajasthan. Now, if you know anything about the exam prep world, you know this city is a massive hub for competitive exams in India. It draws thousands of desperate aspirants every single year. Investigators allege that the scanned PDF was ultimately distributed directly to students, right within these very coaching. Section 2. The network and the price. Let's see how this builds, because the CBI has actually mapped out an alleged chain of custody. Initial probe findings suggest the question paper was first accessed by an individual named Yash Yadav. From there, it allegedly flowed from Yash to a man named Vikas Biwal. Vikas then allegedly passed it to his father, Dinesh Biwal. And then from Dinesh, the digitized paper was circulated directly into those Sikar coaching centers we just talked about. It's a remarkably tight, precise chain moving the compromised material from point A straight to the masses. So, let's break down the specific alleged roles of these individuals as determined by the early CBI investigation. Yash Yadav is accused of being the one who initially accessed and circulated the paper to Rajasthan. Dinesh Biwal, he's the individual accused of physically scanning that handwritten paper and converting it into the digital format. We also have Shubham Kairnar, who is another accused in the case, though it's definitely important to note he officially denies being the mastermind behind the leak. The CBI is still carefully unraveling exactly who. Now, here's a detail that's actually pretty wild about the alleged middleman, Yash Yadav. The CBI notes that while Yash is accused of accessing and passing this highly coveted medical entrance paper, well, he actually didn't even clear the exam himself. He's currently a student of Bachelor of Ayurvedic Medical Sciences. It's a stark, almost incredible irony, right? The alleged primary circulator couldn't even crack the very test he's accused of compromising. Now, what's really interesting about this next detail is the sheer financial scale of this alleged operation. It is staggering. We're talking about sums ranging from 2 lakh to 5 lakh rupees. This absolutely wasn't just a case of friends quietly sharing answers to help each other out. No way. This was a highly lucrative, monetized enterprise actively targeting desperate students. To really drive home the audacity of this bribery, let's look at a direct finding from the CBI probe. According to sources cited by ANI, quote, some students have told investigators they paid between Rs 2 lakh and Rs 5 lakh for access to the leaked material, end quote. Students are actively sitting down with investigators and admitting that they paid these massive sums just for a quick sneak peek at that PDF. The financial scale of the operation is truly, truly staggering. Section 3. The ongoing CBI probe and unanswered questions. Right now, this CBI is taking rapid, highly methodical actions to trace both the origins and the financial backing of this entire operation. They are actively questioning coaching institute staff and owners over in Rajasthan. They're recording official statements from both the students who allegedly paid up and the accused persons themselves. And crucially, officials are verifying the complex money trail linked to the case to see exactly whose pockets those lakhs of rupees ultimately ended up in. And the pressure? It isn't just coming from the CBI's groundwork. There is immense legal pressure building up at the highest levels of the judiciary. A petition has officially reached the Supreme Court regarding this case, and the demands presented to the court are massive. The petition demands the complete dissolution of the National Testing Agency, the NTA itself. Furthermore, it demands a completely fresh exam for everyone. This fallout literally threatens to reshape how national exams are handled in India entirely. So, this brings us to the ultimate question. While we know how the paper was scanned and sold, a massive mystery still remains. Who is the absolute original source of that initial, handwritten leak? Like, who actually smuggled it out of the secure facility? And looking at the bigger picture, with the Supreme Court now involved, will the National Testing Agency actually face total dissolution? The deep-rooted vulnerabilities in this entire examination system have been laid completely bare, leaving us to wonder, how will India secure the futures of its students going forward? Thank you for joining me for this explainer. I hope this really helped you grasp the facts of the case, and definitely keep your eyes on how this legal battle continues to unfold.